Hello everyone, welcome back to the Real Starfighter, and today we are continuing our lessons on adapting the Dicta Boelcke to the X-Wingminiatures game to improve our gameplay. Today we're on rule number 7, and rule number 7 reads, when over the enemy's lines, never forget your own line of retreat. Now what does this mean? This is probably the most confusing rule in the Dicta Boelcke in terms of applying it to games, because usually we're in a very controlled area, very much like X-Wing Miniatures. We're in a 3x3 space. So what does that necessarily mean? I think of it to mean this. So this is my re-adaptation of it is, when over enemy lines, never forget your own line of retreat. Board position is essential. Escape routes are necessary. What that means is, in terms of the real life scenario, you want to make sure that you always have a way to get back to your side so you don't get cut off by the enemy's positioning, that now you have to go through an enemy squadron to get back to your side or to get to safety or somehow to recover. You don't want to constantly be pressured um, by the enemy. And in this situation here, I made it a impossible situation to kind of recover from, but there is a way to recover from this here. So the way I think of it for X-Wing is, I just want to make sure that there's a place where I can go after a round of engagement where I will have nothing but open space in front of me to run away and get around. That's what I'm thinking in terms of line of retreat, is that if I have to break off of combat, I can push out, turn away, and get some breathing room to come back in for another pass. Or in this situation here, maybe it's to continue pushing into more offense. Remember, the last rule was to accept the onslaught coming at you and keep pushing on through. So maybe that's something you can do here. For example, these are my situations I met with. We just had our combat. It's time to move again. Where would be the most idealistic position to go? Now, I know that these droid fighters can either come here closer or they can try to overextend, maybe go for a K turn. But also, I have the same options as well. I could go slow and continue fighting these guys, but then these people over here will be coming into me and hitting me from my side where I'll be vulnerable. If I try to overextend, say I try to do 4 forwards, these guys for sure will be bumping these back to droid fighters, and then they'll bump and they'll be easy pickings for the rest of the squadron to destroy. So my best option is actually to turn this way and try to come this way. Reason being is that they try to do 2 turns, or if they try to do 1 forwards, they could be out of shots. They could be bumping one another, bumping me, and also we'll be pushing onto these guys over here. Now we could probably tell in those of us who've played against Separatists that we know that the droid tri-fighter or the droid vulture fighters, they're not too tanky. They're very cheap. They easily go down from a good X-wing shot, especially with the 2 defense dice and the 3 hull. So it's a smart play to try and do this. Again, if we were trying to just go forward at them, we would be getting hit from 2 points. But at least if we tried turning and going this way, we would be getting out of more arcs, we would be pushing on to another set of vulture fighters, and we would be able to push our way through and out into the open board and come back around. Now, I also said that controlling board center is very important. Controlling board center is very important. That's why I like to come up the sides, because I've compared this game to chess. So, and I've said that the board center has been very important. So the way I kind of control that is, I usually come up the sides, do a lot of damage here, and then I move to control board center by moving to board center and trying to find a way to pick off ships from the inside out and just kind of control this area, control the rocks, keep them on the outsides, push them against the board So they so they really don't have anywhere to go. Remember, if they have more open space in front of them, they have more control of where to go. If you cut that off by controlling board center, then they have less to go. They're more minimized on their movements and on their position, and you force them to go one direction where you can get behind them. Remember, if you can push them to a board edge, it's easier for you to get on their 6 o'clock. You want to force them to help you get on their 6. So again, this was just a really simple, easy rule. It's kind of hard to understand, but I hope it helps you understand it a little bit more. Remember, it's just about trying to get open space in front of you so you're not being constantly shot at, so you're not being constantly punished for bumping or for falling into a swarm's trap. This is really just to push your way in and push your way out. You got to go kind of fast with it. It's just to ensure that you have a way out at all times. If you clear the maneuvers, that's great. Boost away, get as far away as you can. It's all about, can you get in and get out of situations. It's also a good tactic to think about when you're going up against aces, especially if you're going up against like someone who can really dance like Suntir Fel or Jake. You don't want to try to turn in and dogfight with them because one, they can outmaneuver you, and two, they can out action economy you. So you trying to force that dogfight will actually be playing into their favor. It's better for you to kind of retreat a little bit, let them think you want a dogfight, and then come back in where you can get more arcs on them, put a little bit more volume of dice on them. Because remember, if you're going into a close-up dogfight and you're going up against a bigger ace, they can really control who shoots at them and what they're shooting at, so they can constantly pick at one ship. So again, line of retreat is very important. Board positioning is very important, just so that way you always have a place to go to, you have a place to escape, you have a way to recover, and you have a way to keep on shooting. It's again just lining up your advantage points from the beginning and going, I want to hit this here, then I want to push this through here, hit this squadron next, come back in around and just get rid of all the stragglers. With this kind of list, it's very easy and very possible for this list, for the X-Wings here to succeed against this list, because again, you'll be able to take out these droid fighters pretty easily, and you're able to push through with attacks and have a little bit more maneuverability to push through the board and get around with your smaller numbers. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like this video, share it with a friend if it helps you out, subscribe to the channel. This place crawls, and remember to always check your 6.